Okay, we're going to take the heat shield off here, and it looks like it's only held on by one fastener. Give it a little pinch.
Pair of side cutters.
Yeah, there we go. Put it back in so it doesn't fall out. Beauty. Try and remember to take this off before you take the secondary out. Give it a little spread there a bit. Is there a chip to this, Raj? Oh, there we go. Yeah, put it in the right way, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
Just clumsy. Holy cow.
And now remember, when you're putting that back on, right, for the people that are doing it at home, it only goes on the one way.
Oh, there we go.
And do not forget that washer.
Yeah. We'll put this in a safe spot. 13. This one's got a 13.
I don't know if I could get into here to see this. There we go. Now it's just holding the bearing in place of the cup. Do not drop that nut.
Do not have shaky hands doing this. Do not drop the nut. Please don't drop the nut. Come on, baby. Ah, yes, there we go. Next task is to pop the plug off. This little porthole here, the top gear is underneath it. This fastener, put that out of the way there. Is that a 15 or a 16?
Oh, it was a 15 last year.
So it is a 15 mil socket for the top gear bolt, and don't forget to apply the brake to be able to
Stop it from turning.
Yeah. Whatever tool you're going to use for the top gear, I use the Bombardier one.
You can use a regular bolt and 2 screwdrivers. You just gotta watch when you're doing it.
Okay, have the top gear bolt removed, and we're going to use the Skidoo top shaft retaining tool. What I like about this sleeve that's on here is when we go to put the secondary on after, when you get to apply that sleeve on there, what it does, it makes the gear flat against the shaft that's coming in, so it's easier for the teeth to mate to get into the teeth of the gear. So I'll just keep turning this in. That's good enough. What do we don't have to beat it like? Redheaded stepchild? Oh, wait. All right, we're gonna give her a couple of taps here to drive the secondary shaft out. I have my right hand held on the secondary clutch so it won't pop out.
Land on the floor.
And land somewhere, yeah. And I can see through this side, it's almost out. Yoo-hoo, done.
So again, it doesn't take 2 people. You can hold the one side and spin it. Just do not pull that shaft out so the gear doesn't fall out.
So we have to hold the top gear retaining tool. We have to take the secondary shaft out and make sure that the retaining tool has gone through to hold the top gear in place. And just unwind it like a big bolt. There we go. There we go. All right, in true redneck fashion, like I am. Okay, now we're going to remove the Helix. Blade. As far as the Helix changing tool, I've used every one in the market, every one. I brought them in, tried them out, and they all work pretty darn good. But this one here, or the Skidoo one, is my favorite. So the reason why I like the Dalton one so much is because of the fit between this tool and the shaft and the Helix bushing. All right, we'll stick the adapter on.
Brand new tool, so it's probably
Oh, it's good tolerances here. It's Dalton. As I mentioned before, it's this diameter here that goes across to the shaft. There's no ridges. When you go to put the Helix on, it goes on bang on straight. So what I found about some of the other tools out there, you really got to watch the Helix going on straight. And you'll see here, just to show you how the fit, right?
Nice and tight.
It's tight and it's straight, right? So when you go to use other tools to compress the Helix on, you have to make sure that's on there, because I've had guys email me showing me a picture inside here
Taking a chunk
of a smile. Yeah. So what happened, well, actually it's not this side, it's this side where it happened. So when they went to go install it on with another tool, when it was mating to the secondary shaft, the Helix is going on like this, and it takes out a chunk of the bushing. So I thought, all right, that's it. This is the only one I'm ever going to use again, because of, like, there's just no play, and it transitions across to the skidoo shaft perfectly. The idea behind having this nut about halfway or 2/3 up the bolt is to get it in enough that to compress the Helix to be able to back off. Actually, you know what? Let's see here.
Because you're going to want to have that.
much.
You're going to want to have that so when you
There.
go to take it out, right? Because you're going to have a couple inches.
That's probably going to be good. Well, maybe even we'll just back off a little bit more. There we go. I think that's going to be great. I like to use map gas because it's so, the heat's intense.
So it heats up quick.
And I count about 13 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
That's a
It gets
T40
hot.
torque bit.
I think so. Gets hot pretty fast. Oh, here we go. Oh, all right. Beauty.
And now if it's super tight coming out, you're going to want to heat it up a bit more. And you just do this to every one, right?
Yes. Okay, we have the 4 fasteners loose. Not all the way out. This one's pretty close to the back of the sheave. Come over this side, Raj. We have to turn this nut in a bit because we want to push we want to put a bit of load on the spring. So, okay, I'm just kidding. Here, now we can
Take all
take
the
the
bolts
fasteners
out.
out. Yeah.
We'll take a short break while you're taking those bolts out.
Now that we got the fasteners off,
So all the bolts are at the back.
here they are, and we're going to back off the Helix out. All right. Ooh, look at that. The swivel
Nice.
washer stayed on. Nice, very nice.
Important, you don't forget
Okay.
that.
We're going to be needing that fast. And here's our secondary spring. Here's why I like the Dalton. Look at the transition from there, from the tool to the shaft. It's so smooth, right? It's just seamless, smooth, like
Nice.
no fuss, no muss, no wrestling with it. We can just put this right in here. So every Helix has an arrow, and it lines up with the roller path. This is not the roller path. This is just the clearance for the cross member in there. So the roller path has the arrow lines up with the arrow on the sheave. So the roller is gonna hit in the roller path, and now we can put the tool on.
And it's very important that that roller's in that spot there.
Yeah, if it goes in this track here, that's like a straight 44 degree, but what happens is this cross member here
Chew that out.
carves into the roller heat angle here, the roller path. It just destroys it. And you could end up destroying the roller because the roller doesn't like to run on this very well, and there'll be metal to metal here. It's awful. It just makes an awful mess. So arrow, 12 o'clock.
As well as the arrow in the back.
Yes, pretty close. Yeah, so here's the arrow, and here's the arrow. Come back on this side.
They're not bang on, but they're super close.
This is a little bit longer spring. So we need to put the thread up enough that we can get it in. And then, okay, have the washer in the right spot. Tighten the helix up, and the only work we're gonna do is just pushing the helix on. Don't have to align it, don't have to do anything. It's going on there nice and smooth.
And again, you want that roller.
The roller in the roller
right
path.
there, yes. So
Arrow.
always double check that.
Arrow lined up with the arrow. Okay, we have the compression tool nut having the helix all the way in, and the helix is now touching the sliding sheave. Now the arrow doesn't exactly line up. There we go. So they're off like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. They're off a little bit, but you don't want them like 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So there we go for the arrows.
As close as you can possibly get them.
Yeah. And I've already put Loctite on the fasteners, and we'll tighten the helix down.
And now you're just snugging all 4 up.
Yes.
What's the torque spec on these?
24 pounds. Helix fasteners, 24 pounds. I can't say enough about torquing them, because if you don't torque these, there's a high probability 18, 20 miles out in the solid, wherever you are, 1, 2, or all of them are going to start to back off. And it's happened to me. And it was a good thing that back in the day I had, when they did come out on me, I was about 18 miles from the trailer, and I had a small ratchet wrench with the little piece, and I was able to figure out what was happening, because I feel this hammering going on. I thought, oh, it feels like a belt blowing, you know, with the cogs going off. So every time the belt makes a revolution around in the clutches, it makes that impact. Bang, 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 right? Well, it wasn't the belt at all. Started looking around, and oh, look at that. They were backing off. So the helix, what's happening is coming away from the sheave and cycling back and forth, chattering, yeah. Now it's happened to customers too who've said, hey, you know what, I should have torqued them because it happened to me. And oh boy, I got some pictures of these secondary sheaves just hogged right out, because it was so far beyond, the guy kept driving it, that it just ruined the sheave.
And if a bolt comes out, takes your clutches out, lots of damage.
Oh, it's just awful. So torque, 24 pounds. Giddy. All right, have the helix fasteners tightened down to 24 pounds. Now we can take the tool off, and then we'll get ready to put the shaft back in the chain case. Cut! Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, we have to line up the bolt on the other side. Make sure we don't push it out. Screw it in here, no problem. Great. Now that side's done. As far as being in the shaft, good. Now when we go to put it on, you might want to lean over the sled from this side and hold the tool, the installation tool, just to kind of feel. Oh, remember what I said about the gear being flat? To be able to get the tooth to mesh, the gear tooth to mesh, yeah. So look at that, I felt it touch already. So I think the shaft is sitting in the top gear. Look at that.
And now that tower, sometimes you have to pull that back to get that bearing to go all the way in. There you go.
Look at that.
Yep, see?
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to make sure that this bearing right there, see where I'm pointing, is flush with that tower.
Well, flush with back here.
Yeah, on the back spot, you can see the ridge right there.
Yeah, so the ridge back here is still having about 1/8 of an inch to go, but I'm in. All right, so we have about 1/8 of an inch to go, and that was fairly easy to put in because the gear was flat, right?
Yep.
Because of the tool on the other side, so it's mated now, and
you can pull back on that tower and sometimes tap the clutch with a rubber mallet just to get it to sink the rest of the way.
okay. So the bearing on the flange here has to go in about another 1/8 of an inch, and look how flexible it is. Like I can move that a bit with my hand. But now what we're gonna do, since I got the gear meshing with the shaft, now we just gotta give her a little drive home there. Doesn't take much.
So if you pull that tower over.
Okay, yeah.
And there you be.
I think it's got to go like a millimeter. What do you think? Hit that?
Just pull
Now
that
it's
top
bouncing,
of that,
right?
Yeah, and you just pull that top tower. It's hard to do with holding the light. And,
There, look at that.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, pull that top tower over a bit more. Perfect.
Yeah, easy.
There, now you can see it's in there flush. So now, look at the difference we got here.
Yeah, right.
Perfect.
Right, flush.
Yeah.
Beauty.
And that's what you want.
Now we can put the clamp on. Clamp on. All right, this is the kind of a scary part for me because I don't want to drop that nut. Holy cow. Please don't fall. Thank you very much. Pulled the retaining tool out. We already blew Loctite the bolt. And the torque spec is 36 pounds. Yoo-hoo! Just like downtown. This piece here, maybe come have a look at this, Roger.
It's very
had
important.
people put this in backwards. Now you see how it's machined here, has no threads. So we got half threads, no threads. This, first we have to put the washer on. And the machine part here has
With
to go
no
on
threads.
first, like this. And then we're just gonna give it a tap on. Some people have put this on backwards, and then they're wondering, how come I can't adjust it? Like we're turning this in and it's still like 1/8 of an inch away from the Helix. Oh, okay, well, let's see a picture, send me a picture of what it looks like, and then you can see that they have it on backwards. So going this way here, you're gonna get the threads over the lip. Pretty simple. There, no problem, right? And then fasten it.
And set your belt tight and tighten it up.
Yeah, but you have a trick though, don't you, Roger, how to do this?
Yeah.
Or you don't want to tell people? Okay, never mind, we'll just do the belt thing the old-fashioned way. Okay, so we're pretty much done the clutch kit on the barge from Lake Lamarge. 175. Holy cow, this thing's long. You almost need a radio just to talk to somebody at the back of it, right? Anyway, Roger put the cowling back on. No use for me to go through the video to show putting it back on again because it's pretty simple. I mean, you took it off, put it back on again. But remember this about the airbox. So I'm just going to shine the light in here and make sure that you have this on and tighten the screw down because I've done it myself. Put the cab on and then I forgot to do this part. As far as the belt deflection goes, I'm going to use the video number 5 from the XM series where we did that clutch kit because it's all the same secondary clutches, same parts, same everything, same method with the belt height and getting the right tension when the engine's idling. And I'll have a link in the description below for the belt deflection video. So the way we went and did the video of kind of redneck or barnyard or whatever name you want to call it was to show that anybody can do it. Hey, if I can do it the way we did it there, but we got the job done and everything's all fine, it's all together. You know what? That thing's going to go up and down the hill. No problem. Nothing's going to come apart. So I'm hoping that people who don't have the courage or they're kind of nervous about wanting to do this, that, hey, you can do it, no problem. Just little time, effort, energy, and patience, common sense when you do it, and everything will work out fine. And you'll beat your friends on the hill. You got 3 miles an hour more track speed, way more back shift, and lots of engine braking, and a big smile on your face that you can't wipe off with a shovel. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in another video, and hopefully you'll click the subscribe button below there, and we'll see you soon.